Hey crew! Alright, so Arturo's Pegasus here. Welcome back to another Pegasus tutorial. In today's semi-live tutorial, we're going to be using some more advanced techniques. I think you guys are definitely ready for this. And, okay, so let's begin. Today, we're going to use, the infamous foam brush. This is the brush that I tell you guys, well, I tell the more intermediate to advanced level spray painters not to use to create trees. This is a common mistake. But they are great if you're going to create trees and you're a beginner. This will help you gain your confidence in creating trees, get the geometrics of it. You know, you start off with the tip and start working your way down. But not really good if you're going to do more advanced paintings. However, we are going to use it today to create more advanced painting, but it's not going to be a landscape painting, guys. Nope, I have gotten a lot of wonderful emails, a lot. And I think you guys by this time have seen several of my tutorials and know that I can pretty much paint anything with spray paint. Anything. I use diverse techniques. So I've been asked to do this tutorial to kind of show you guys. There was a buddy of mine who wanted to create a pet, and he didn't know how to go about it. And I do have several tutorials online on how to create a pet using the Pegasus tool. Now I know a lot of you guys have not gotten used to the Pegasus tool. I'm not sure why. I'm telling you how great of a tool it is, but he didn't. You know, he said, "Well, I haven't been practicing with it. Shame on you. Hit you in the nose." No, practice, you guys. This is a very vital tool. But I will show you another technique, a technique that will use the foam brush to create pets, animals. You know, you can do people with it. You know, all sorts of stuff with it. So, okay, if you guys are ready to begin, I am gonna have to use my right hand. I can actually write with my left hand, but I'm better at drawing with my right hand. So, well, I'll tell you what. I'll do better than that. Oof, I'm running out of paint. I have an idea of what I want to paint. Will it come out that way? Probably not. You know how that goes. But, okay. Oof, I am running out of brown. So let's see if it's gonna work at all. All right. I think I'm going to start off here. If you guys don't know what I'm doing, don't worry, neither do I. Maybe here. Yeah, I am creating an animal using basic geometric shapes, circles and stuff like that. I always tell you guys you don't need to know how to draw if you're gonna learn to spray paint. However, guys, if you're gonna do some more advanced techniques, you know, to do more realistic people and stuff like that, then yeah, I think it's coming out. Then yeah, it'll be very helpful if you learn to draw. Huh? Okay, that's supposed to be a hand. Does that look like a hand? I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. It's not supposed to be a hand. That. Okay, so you guys have seen what I started doing here. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna start adding some details to it with the foam brush. This little guy. So I'm gonna split this up a little bit here. I'm gonna add. You know what? I'm gonna add some orange. Okay, let me shake my can. Good. A little bit of orange here. This is not going to be the final shape, but I really want you guys to know kind of the idea of it's supposed to be a horse, guys. A horse. All right, handy dandy little foam brush here. We're going to use a little bit of clear coat. I know I'm going to change this, but that's why I don't usually like to get the shape started. But I really want you guys to get the idea of the thought process that I go through, right? So first I picture the animal that I want to draw. This may actually be a little big. A little bit of orange. I'm going to mix that with a little bit of brown. You could actually use black as well. And let's get started. All right. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to put this down for a little bit so that I can continue doing this. On the next tutorial, on the next video, you're gonna more than likely see the shape of the horse that I'm trying to draw here. But this is what I'm doing, just a little bit of orange mixed with some brown. And look at that. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, crew. So that's what we've done so far. Oh, here, let me get my hand in a better spot here. Now, keep in mind, I try not to jump too far ahead. I know that there's been a lot of you guys that have been wanting to see techniques like this, but I also have to keep in mind that I don't want to jump too far ahead, because there's always the spray painters that are not in this level. And I know, I hear this a lot. You make it look so easy. Well, I've had a lot of years of practice, guys. A lot of years of practice. And when I show techniques like this, I'm going to have to use both hands. Well, anyways, you guys get the gesture of what I'm doing here. I know people want to try it. And when they try something like this and it doesn't come out the first time, I know it has a tendency to kind of ruin their self-esteem a little. They tend to reverse. So I try not to jump too far ahead, guys. I know. I've done beginner level tutorials, intermediate level tutorials, advanced level tutorials, and every time I'm bringing your skill to create something like this. And then master level tutorials. In the master level tutorials, you are beginning to use your hand as a way to draw stuff before you paint it, and you're starting to use layers on top layers, no scratching, making your own highlights like I'm doing here. No scratching. A little bit of orange, foam brush. Come over here and you tap it to show you guys it is me doing this thing. But there it is. So far we've done a dark layer. You guys saw me spray that on with some brown, and then a little bit of orange. I don't have a picture of a horse. It's all coming from this noggin, and I'm not very good at drawing horses, but I think this is a great way to get you guys to prepare for a painting something like this. This is the same way that I would start doing a pet's portrait or a person's portrait. Now, a person's portrait is actually, it's harder. It really is harder, and you don't use the brush in this manner. That's a different technique for a different time. Again, I don't want to start mixing videos and getting you guys confused. For now, let's concentrate on this. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a little bit of black and start defining that horse a little bit better. Guys, if it don't look like a horse at the end, I'm sorry, but maybe I should have printed out a picture, but I really just want you guys to kind of get the gesture of this technique. All right, so I hope you guys are merciful by the time I'm done with this. I don't want to hear, it doesn't look like a horse, looks like a dog. Shut up and enjoy the video. All right, stay tuned for the next video, where I'm going to start adding some shadows to it. Basically, to add a shadow, I am out of brown. I'm going to use a little bit of black. Right there. Guys, you're going to use a lot of clear coat, especially me, because I'm talking, and you only have a few minutes before this is undoable, so unworkable. This technique is a little more complicated. It's more advanced, and it definitely requires me to be on top of my game using both hands. So to create the shadows, I'm going to create one real quick. I'm just darkening the orange. Usually horses have right about here, and I tried doing this. Is where his chest is going to be. Oh, should have paid attention. Okay, something like this. Comes down. I'm going to darken this spot a little bit more. Right. And this is very similar to the techniques you would use in acrylics, which is why I haven't jumped to do so many tutorials in this manner. But all right, crew, I really need to use both my hands. I'll see you guys in a little bit, and I'll show you what I created. All right, crew. So far I've added some highlights. And I think the horse is starting to take shape more or less. I don't know if you guys can see it yet, but it's starting to get there. All right. Okay, can you guys see it now? I had to add another leg, and there you go. Okay. Oop, maybe I need to make this leg a little bit bigger. There you go. That looks more like it, right? Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of black. And a little bit of yellow. Unfortunately, this does not give us darker yellow. But notice that I'm mixing it with some of that orange back there. And actually a good color to use with this would be purple, because purple is very overpowering. But this will add certain darker areas to our horse here. Hopefully that'll keep it there. Okay, and then you just blend those in. See that? Okay. You know what? I might just mix some purple in here. I think I might not have to. I think I would get better results, better blending as well. For shadowings, you always want to use purple, guys. If I haven't told you that before, it works better on paintings like this. Okay, well, can you guys see how it's coming out? I might add a few more layers, do a little more blending, and when I come back, well, usually that's what I'm doing, guys. A little bit of black, orange, and yellow, just back and forth. And I might even mix my own. Remember how to make purple? Okay, if you don't, you're gonna need some red and some blue. Oh, I'm out of red. So get you some red and some blue, and add some shadows throughout here instead of black. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, crew. So I went ahead and added a little bit of black. You can see some of those dark areas. Don't worry about them. They'll come out at the end. Believe me, they will. All right, so far we've done the shape of a horse really quick. Done some a little bit of yellow on the bottom, some quick highlights, some orange. Then we started adding some of the shadows with our dark colors. I actually mixed a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, I see some red and some blue. Create a little bit of that purple that we got going on right here. I'm going to leave this as it is for now. I'm going to concentrate a little bit on the back of what I want the back to look like. This usually would come in towards the end, but I think we're in a good spot that I can actually wait for this to dry just a little bit. I don't want it completely dry, but just enough. Just enough to where I can actually get some of that background colors. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to add, that looks like a yellow. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of yellow here. Hell, maybe even throughout there. Oh, crap. Everything's correctable. Don't worry. Yeah. Like that. I know you guys are probably at home. What the heck are you doing, Pegasus? You're gonna mess it up. I get that a lot. It's fixable. There's no way you can actually. Well, I mean, there is a way you can actually mess up, but the only way you can actually mess up, guys, is if you stop trying to work on it. You know? Make sure this is clear. Okay. Because I've been there. Water that down a little bit. I'm just going to do this throughout the background. And I'll show you guys what that looks like here in a little bit. All right. Stay tuned. All right, crew. So I went ahead and I added, let me step here so you guys can see it better. I added a few more shadows. We're still not done with that. But I went ahead and I started working on the background. Now, the way I did the background was with that brush over there. Tipped it into some yellow. Brush. In fact, you can still see the strokes here. Orange. And there's still a few things I want to do to this background, but I'm going to stop right there because I want to add some to this horse. But anyways, I went ahead and I did the dream technique all the way around. So it gives us that little nice fading effect. See that? Okay. And I'm going to use some magazine sheets and go underneath here and add a little bit of the horse. I kind of see him having an action, you know. He's moving upwards, so there's definitely going to be some ground being disturbed. And I'm going to create that using a magazine sheet. So I'm going to get me a magazine sheet, just like this. Spray paint a little bit of different colors. I'm thinking brown. Yeah, definitely some brown and some orange. Or brown and yellow. Alright, so I got a magazine sheet here. I'm going to begin by putting down, like that, put down some, let's go with some orange. Now I am running out of brown, so I don't know how much I can do with this, but just like that. And I know I'm covering a little bit of the light. I went ahead and I took one of the lights down that I had in my studio up here, see, so that the light wouldn't be reflecting so much into this. But, you know, it's a double-edged sword. Lost the reflection, but I also lost the light, so go figure, huh? Magazine sheet, guys. I'm over here now. See how you will, all the techniques that I'm teaching you guys in the intermediate, the beginner, all those techniques, guys, they will come in handy for later on, for something like this. I'm telling you, they will. In fact, I might even use some of this magazine sheet to come over here and start working on some of these highlights. That's what helps you blend some of that paint together. So see, I don't teach you things just to teach you things. Well, I do, but they'll come in handy later on. Promise. No promise, I promise. It's not like I'm just teaching you in vain, guys. And it you know what? It has to be done in steps. It has to be done in steps. First, you guys learn the texture technique, then the reverse texture technique, then the terrain technique, grass technique, you know, and it all comes into play into whenever you start creating something like this. Perhaps we can add a little bit of that grass technique here on the bottom. We already added a bit of a ground. I taught you how to create highlights using this technique where you spray the highlights off in the side and then you start tapping onto your actual painting, right? Look at that. Okay, so guys, it all comes in handy. It all comes in at the end. You're able to put it all together, be able to create something like this. See that? Now, it's not the last thing we're going to add to this horse. But first I'm going to add some of my highlights here. Make it more realistic, a little more consistent. Now I could have done this very abstract type of horse at the beginning. I could have just left it like that. You more than definitely can do that, guys. Definitely, definitely. And I am all up for it. I really enjoy the way abstract really brings in that insight, a little bit of an insight to the artist. All right, so I'm all for it. So if you guys want to experiment and just do quick brush strokes and leave that horse as it was at the beginning, you're more than welcome to. But I'm going to take this a step further just because I want you guys to kind of go through the process of what I go through when I create one of these paintings. Magazine sheet, guys. Look at that. I know, not a sock. Not a palette. Heck, not even my Pegasus tool. Magazine sheet, guys. That's all I'm doing to add these extra final touches. Well, I say final touches, but I still want to surprise you with a thing that I want to add to it. I'm not going to tell you. You guys are just going to have to watch. Add some orange there. See the way I'm blending that in. Huh? And of course we're gonna add some orange up here. Now I know that horse looks bald. I still gotta add some hair to it. I think it's a mane, right? Mane. Gotta add some mane. Now I gotta add a tail to it. Gotta add a few little things here and there. So I know I'm not done with it, but we're getting there. Look at that. Alright crew, I hope you guys are enjoying this tutorial as much as I am. I'm definitely enjoying it. Now see, you can always go back and blend those colors in deeper into the background paint. See how I'm holding this? Look at that. There's a magazine sheet. There's my finger. That's why I always have so much paint all over my fingers. A little bit more here. A little bit more there. And then I'm going to go back, add maybe a little bit of yellow. Just adding my own touch to it. Alright, well, stay tuned guys as we move forward and continue on this painting. Alright crew, so that's what we have so far. And as you can tell, it's starting to take shape, right? You can see some of the highlights. Remember, all this was done with magazine sheets. I forgot to add the ear, so I'll add that here in a little bit. I started to there with the magazine sheet. And added a little bit of highlights around the face. See that? Okay, and I'm definitely trying to add motion to this horse. I mean, I want you to see the action it's doing. Okay, well, I'm talking too much. You know what, guys? We're gonna need a foam brush to create the mane. That's what we're gonna be working on. I already went ahead and sprayed a little bit of black here. Now notice how the horse, it seems like it's coming to an abrupt stop right about here. So we're gonna have the mane coming down. Bear with me. I haven't done the mane of a horse before, and I think it comes off of here, maybe. Yeah, that's this one, right? Okay. Look at that. Obviously, there's going to be some How's that? Is that coming more or less? I don't know. Those of you that have horses out there can probably tell me. Maybe he has a little bit more. Yeah, see that motion, that abrupt stop, that hair comes down. And I don't know if they have longer hair. I would like to see longer hair here. That's for the mane. I mean the tail. Let me add a little more black. Once again, see guys, it's not that I'm anti-foam brush. No. It's just the techniques. You have to use the right techniques at the right time. Well, I think it comes out maybe right about here in this. Bam. Yeah, okay. Now the tail I know for a fact is longer. Right, so maybe we can do something like that. Bad thing about these foam brushes is that they tear up pretty easily. Rather quickly, actually. I mean, this was brand new when I was using it on the main up there. And it's already tearing. I don't know if you can tell, but it tears. Tears rather quickly. All right, so what do you guys think? Taking shape? Yeah, I think so. You know, maybe I'm thinking too much into it. I just wanted to see more hair flowing. Now take a look at that hair, guys. Let me step out of the light here so you guys can take a look at it. Tell me that doesn't look very realistic. I've been saying it for years, guys. Sorry it's taking me a while to show you guys these techniques, but it takes time. I mean, you guys have to be ready. Have to be able to learn several techniques. I wonder if this is right. It comes here and it ends there. Yeah, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, guys. That's why I keep going back and forth, taking a look at what it looks like. But anyways, there it is. I'm going to keep adding stuff to this. On the next tutorial, on the next segment, I mean, we're going to add something extra to it. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to wait for this to dry a little bit, and I'm going to get a new foam brush. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, crew. So using this brush, well, not this one, another one, but this style, this size, we went ahead and added the mane. All right, look at that. Okay, I added a little bit more, guys. I really wanted to do some more. Maybe I will. I'm not sure. I need to go take a look and see what horses look like. But I added a little bit more here too as well. See that? Now I still gotta go back and add a little bit of highlights, some yellow highlights. But we'll do that in a minute. I want to blow your guys' mind away. Check this out. Yep, I'm gonna use some white. Told you I wasn't done with this one. Not done with it. I'm thinking, bam, bam. Let me see if I can. Yeah, okay. Maybe. Yeah. You guys see what I'm doing there? I know it's an outline, but I'm thinking maybe. Okay. You guys know what it is? Yep, I'm hoping to make this a flying horse. See, you guys see what I mean about the problem with these brushes? They work good for this technique and all, but they take so much paint. Look at that. One hand even. The other one. Okay, What do you guys think? Is it coming out? I think so. I think so. Now the technique is not that different from the rest of the horse. We're just gonna look at this. It looks wider than the rest, right? Well, we gotta take under consideration that the table where I put it at is contaminated, so it's got a little bit of gray in it. Now I won't dare spray the white directly on this because white has a tendency to, when it hits, it spreads and it's very noticeable. All right, well, you guys get the gesture of what I'm doing here. Little feathers throughout. I'm gonna fill it in and start working on that back one. All right, guys, see you guys in a little bit. All right, crew. So I added some, you know what? I was gonna leave the wings white, but then I thought about it for a long time and it looked okay, but it was just too white. Extremely too white. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? I've never seen a horse with wings, period. But I mean, if they were to have wings, would the wings be white? I mean, we have birds, and not all birds have white wings, right? Not angel wings. So I figured I would do some wings that were more horse-like. If you could imagine, wings on horses, a feathered horse. So I made the colors to match the horse a little bit more rather than just white. So I added some yellow, I added some orange, and the way I did that, guys, magazine sheet. See you right here. Tap into it with my little magazine sheet. Tap, 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 and go over it a few times. Make a couple little. If I had an actual brush, it might be different. But you know what, guys, I don't believe in using brushes with spray paint. I'll use these. This is as far as I'll go, but no brushes. So let's do something. Let me set up another magazine sheet here as a palette for me to paint. Ooh. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of white. Okay. And I'm just gonna add the white, right? I know it's blending in with some of the colors underneath, guys, so it's giving us not quite so white, which is okay. I mean, you could actually wait until it dries so it doesn't mix as much. I think I'm gonna do that because right now it's giving me a oh, there we go, like a pinkish color. Again, who's not to say, right, that that's what they look like? I mean, unless that horse was an albino horse. Can you imagine finding a feather of a horse? What it would look like? Believe me, I sat here trying to figure out what would it look like. And I just couldn't think of what it would look like. So we're making up what the feather of a horse would look like if they had feathers. Why not? Imagination is endless, right? It has endless possibilities of everything. So we can definitely say this is what a feathered horse would look like, and the feather of a horse, this is what it would look like, more or less. A horse this color. All right. So as you can tell, I'm using layers, guys. Lots and lots of layers to create this effect. It hasn't taken very long. And it's definitely worth the try. I mean, I want you guys to give this a try. If you guys feel like you're ready for it. If not, say spray, slow it down. Give us a few more tutorials to kind of catch up. And that's ultimately what I try to do, guys. I try to give you guys certain tutorials with certain techniques in them so that you guys can practice them. And once I feel that you guys have gotten it down, and the way I get that feeling as well, I take a look at your paintings in either the Spray Paint Masters Revolution or the paintings that you guys send me on my Facebook. And I more or less can tell you who's there, who isn't. And if you guys, follow my videos, follow the instructions that I do there, the techniques that I show you, the wet on wet, all these different techniques. Believe me, if you practice them, you'll be able to get here on no time at all, guys. But the trick is, you have to practice them. And guys, please, I've gotten so many emails about, hey, where's your tiger tutorial? Guys, come on, go take a look for yourselves. Yeah, I actually got an email today about that. Spray, can you tell me where your tutorial is? Yeah, on my Facebook. Yeah, can you go find it for me? I went and found it for them, but guys, come on. All right, see that? Now, if you want to thin it out a little bit, some of those feathers won't be so bright. See that? Thin it out with some clear coat. I had, I don't know. I was running really low on clear coat, so I already went through, technically not really, but I went through a bottle of clear coat. I say technically because, like I said, it was already almost empty, but I had to go get another one. So I tell you what, if you're gonna practice something like this, where you start using your foam brushes, get plenty of clear coat. Get a couple extra cans of clear coat. Not only that, not only for this technique, but if you want your painting to look really shiny by the time you're done with it, you're gonna want to add a coat of clear coat. So I want to make sure I want my painting to be nice and shiny. It's one of the beauties about spray paint. And well, not only that, one of the beauties about spray paint is that you can create so many things so fast, like we were able to do this entire horse in, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe more or less, maybe more. If it wasn't because I was talking throughout the whole time, and like now, and letting time slow down. But it dries really quickly, and so one of the beauties of it is that you can create an entire painting in one day. One of the downfalls is that you have to know what you're doing in order for you to do this. Like once I'm done with this, I can't wait and then come back tomorrow and start adding stuff, because I will have a small chemical reaction, and the moment I start putting stuff on top of it, the paint will start to shrivel. So it has to be done within the same day. Can you actually work in thin layers and maybe come back tomorrow? Yeah, you can do it, but again, you have to know what you're doing. You can't try and tackle it all in one day and then just leave it and then come back the next day and try and work on it, because it may not work. You have to. The only way you'll get there is by practicing. All right, guys. Well, I think I've talked enough, showed you enough. I'm gonna keep adding highlights, a little bit of white. See, white. A little bit of white. All right, crew. Well, I'm running out low on battery, so I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done with it. All right, see you guys in a little bit. All right, crew. Well, that concludes tonight's tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you guys learned a lot. this is the finished product. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it as it is now. I actually wanted to go back and add some more highlights and stuff, but you know what? It's a little late. It's Cinco de Mayo, so I'm gonna go celebrate. You know, guys, it's funny because in Mexico we don't actually celebrate Cinco de Mayo. When I came to the States, people were like, "Hey, happy 5th of May! What's going on in the 5th of May? Oh, you know, it's a Mexican holiday." No, it actually isn't. But hey, man, I don't need an excuse to celebrate, man. I've been celebrating since the 2nd of May, so. All right. Well, anyways, hopefully you guys learned a lot from today's tutorial. Remember, we did most of the highlights with our foam brush. Yes, this is a time where I tell you the foam brush is okay to use. We actually went through as well with magazine sheets. Remember that? Look, my fingers look is still a little dirty from it, but we used a lot of magazine sheets, the foam brush to create this effect. Then I went through, I didn't want to have completely white wings. It's not like the horse is dead, right? So why make an angel horse? So I added some different colors throughout it. Added some brown, some orange, a little bit of yellow. And then I went through with you guys remember that, with the foam brush, added some white, just kind of touch a little bit on the feathers, give some highlights. I left this yellow back here, and I think it just goes together well. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. You guys stay safe. Until next time, keep those cans shaking, crew.